recognized symbol of excellence in Super Show deck tech.
Welcome to the show, it's time for stack cards. On a tray in the ring to make your game go hard. We teach you how to win, avoid the common mistakes. Don't always play champion. We shuffle that deck with dice and raise in mistakes. We got deck, our strategy's the king. Don't fucking help me opponent by playing cards to carry a finish. We could just pass it back for you idiot. To help you dominate the ring, analyzing your moves so you hear the no-go ding. Here on the show we got the pro tips, so play around and protect the cause to no moves. Just this. What today when Trey was sharpen your mind. To get ready for the show, it's stack card time.
We had Yasmin say that's a dope song. Run it back! No, no, we've done it enough. Welcome everybody to another episode of Stack Card, a bit of a celebratory one, because given that another show is on in a little bit. I'm for sure we're going to hear more about Chris Pagillo winning with Pop and Twist than Trey winning with Cyclone. Absolutely, that's
very
how
underrated
it goes.
Competitor Pop and Twist.
Yeah, very underrated. It's not like a team won Faction Wars and the Olympics with it back to back. The team that had it in last year's Faction Wars, though, that was Starmaker. They don't count.
Presented by Eddie Fury.
Presented by Eddie Fury. Yeah, that's right. But I had a great time at Virtual Grand Gathering, actually. Like, from Thursday on, like, I got to see a lot of people play online that normally don't.
Yep.
I got to see, like, my friends win. I got to see the Deep South just... Other than the Super Show Cup, which was jinxed by Alexander Slamilton the day before, because he said
the Super Show Cup and Ron's Six Stop are the only thing the Deep South did not win.
I thought Harry won that.
Not the Six Stop.
Who won Six Stop?
Turtle?
Was it really Turtle?
I think it was Turtle.
Oh, well, the ones that I care.
Play the Six Stop.
Yeah, there were other things going on, right? They started it before the CAC was finished, unfortunately. But Deep South kind of killed it. It's almost as if all of the toxicity in the Deep South took a vacation. Like we pooled everything together into a unseasoned crawfish boil, and we had an excellent time. Deep South was called to action to do real well, and shocker, we had a great time.
Very well.
It did very well. Let's see. So starting it off Thursday, we had Harvey Luster beat the Possum King in the finals of the Boss Friday beatdown. Which
Chuck took all three there because Chuck beat Boss as well. That's
true. Top three was all Deep South, 2 TVA. Harvey Luster won on a first turn handshake of doom. That's tough. Mm-hmm. It's EC3, so he probably likely was playing that and Swift Arm Wrestling, and then he had EC Splash on the first turn. Mm-hmm. So for a guy who sees a third of his deck as the match starts, it's tough. You either got to have the stop or break out. And unfortunately, the Possum did not break out. The next day, we had the Super Show Cup. Deep South and us just had a great presence in the top 8, I believe, with Rambo, Chuck, and I forget who else in the top 8 there was. I don't know if Dave. Do you think that you Matthew was top 8.
Yeah.
I was about to say, Dave, I don't know if you want to pull up any of these challenges. If you have these, we can look at these in a second while I'm just giving like the overview, because I do want to talk about like competitor trends in the non, like, other than Super Show Cup, I guess, like that's not really a trend. But but in the finals of that, we had John Pulverino as Mac Attack, who we all saw was a problem. Trey and I actually looked at Mac Attack in the field, and we were like, we're going to run circling up with the real beaters because she's got 2 circles.
Yep.
So we were just...
And you can't tech around that with your deck like you can.
Yeah, you can't...
Spotlights and F-stops, so the only way to deal with it is
like,
the entrance.
Yeah, you've got the End is Near and Roaring Elbow line to handle the other things. So we... but you cannot deal with like a Rising Sun Circle, a Mac Attack, Wheel Lock, any of those, or any of those that reduce breakout rolls, like the OG Theo finish grapple is that kind of thing too. There we go. Is this the... This is...
Theo.
Yeah, Grandpack
yes.
Theo. This is the Super Show Cup top cut. I had a very infuriating end of my Super Show Cup. Somebody found out that if they could slow play, it would tilt me off the face of the earth, because if we didn't finish the match, it would go to time. I will not bring his name up, Danny. But yeah, that's how I missed out. But top cut, let's see.
I had a very tough pot is what I had. Running into Snake Pits, Poppin' Twists, Fun Time Bobs, and Deathmatch Kings.
Oh yeah, that was tough. Let's just go to top 8. So we had Rambo Apocalypse as Ariel versus Mac Attack, and John P wins there. Ricky Riot is Ricky Riot versus Cecilia playing me. Ricky Riot took that. Johnny LD playing the winning Tekkit versus Chuck as El Super Hombre Original. Boy, how the fuck? Chuck, how? Johnny LD, like, all we've heard from former world heavyweight champion Yasmin is that winning Tekkit sucks. And Johnny LD, I swear to God, he gets that competitor and it becomes a terrible, terrible force.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had Ikuzo Fox piloted by Possum King versus Bombada Mr. Pop and Twist. I mean, even if you can bounce stops back to your hand, it's tough.
I mean, I'm impressed with the Pop and Twist winning the cage match, though.
Oh, hold up! I want to pop this up on the in the screen, because somebody mentioned a dirty derailed user calling someone else derogatory earlier, but Chuck, dirty derailed user, it seems. That's tough, Chuck. Tough look. It's like he also beat my Professor Leonardo Maggetti deck in pods, and he won our pod with winning Tekkit. Yeah, I mean, he killed it. And top 4 ring of fire. Dave's Listen, that's our intern, man. If he sends or senses blood in the water for Chuck, he has the green light. Top 4 Ring of Fire. We have John P taking out Just Business Buddy, Ricky Riot, and then Bobata winning a Pop and Twist. And then in a extremely short match that made John P look like Ian Chambers in the way that he fucking ducked out of the room and almost refused to shake a man's hand, it felt like, just because Pop and Twist did Pop and Twist things. He gets the win with Mr. Pop and Twist. God help us. God help us if he wins the LFF title with Mr. Pop and Twist. But
yeah.
Yeah, this is true. He if you listen to John P talk about it, he played his ass off, bro. Not that he had miracle wins, and not that he's actually the fucking devil, which is what I always say about John P.
I mean, it was the year of the snake. It was supposed to be his year. It's so close. It's been so close, right? Not in the world title matches where he just fell on his ass, but
the other times that he fell on his ass too. Damn, it really Year of the Snake's not really doing great for him. Maybe, and the higher class can confirm this. The real Year of the Snake belongs to the Italian Bombata. Maybe that's what it actually was. I think the higher class would agree with that, actually. But that is the Super Show Cup, and congratulations to Bombata, actually, Mr. Pomba Twist, because I do talk about like how obviously fucking broken Mr. Pomba Twist is, but I have seen people again and again just flame out because they roll like power, strike, agility on Pop and Twist, because you forget that he also can roll low. So he did actually have to do that, and winning a Ring of Fire with Pop and Twist, like, it's kind of tough too. And he won a cage match too. It looks like, yeah, and so he could only have it on during turn rolls. Like if he played a card and didn't get a card out of it, his gimmick is off. So he did have to win. Like Pop and Twist and Stips is the issue. I was going to
say it was very interesting what he did though too. Actually running the Thunder Dropper, which most people don't do playing Pop and Twist.
No, he ran the 4 steps to get the overkill, right?
Yeah, he was running it for the stipulation matches so he could get the overkill and get the win.
Which I imagine is
the finals.
Which I imagine is what he did with the balloon bender as well, the finish sub, because it's 10 to a 12. Which I mean, I like obviously with me and like my team and the John P's and everyone's like we run generics on Pop and Twist because we're trying to maximize this already broken ass character, but the or like Carter Clutch is like a big one. But in stipulations, like hitting a finish with 12, 10, 9, like not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like could be much worse. But actually, congratulations to Horse with the Super Show Cup win. We'll see what happens, man. That would be mine. I have a puppy and another dog yelling. I might be yelling. Also, my God, if I had a nickel for any time that Mike Vick was mentioned on a program that I'm on, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's more than it should be. All right, and so that was the big event. It
definitely was Poss that said it last time.
Oh, it absolutely no. It was just the fact that it was. I was on it when it got mentioned. Possum said it, but the I don't know what the hell is happening outside. That's crazy. That they've been silent all afternoon. Yeah, my brother may be home or something. Yeah, but Saturday we actually after the Super Show Cup, there was a pop up, and
I was fun competitors, people.
Yeah,
fun time.
I did have a fun time. Fun is a 0-sum game, and I won all of it. Quote a dead man. The I was really pissed off at how my Super Show Cup ended. I pulled up notoriously fun, balanced competitor, Spencer Vance, who I gave the deck list to Horse, who has been on a tear in the hardcore division. And as you'll find out on Sunday, sometime Drew giveth, sometime Drew taketh away, which the ramifications of that are actually just hilarious to me. But I won the pop-up after the Super Show Cup by just being a complete jerk. My pod matches were fine, but against your rookie... Listen, he's not the way he said it. I have issues with, but he's not wrong. But in the top cut, Spencer Vance was truly a fucking asshole. Like Trey, 2 people I hit first or second turn, sweet and salty impact drop berry 3.
Not surprised.
Yeah. Trey, notably, I think, is the closest, the person who is most closest to want to throttle me in a Super Show match by me hitting him with Sweet and Salty Impact Drop 3 times in a match that took maybe 8 to 10 minutes. Because I think I hit him with it the third time, and it was crowd meter 2, and he had to bury 4. He just
pants, so I don't think
no, you didn't. You absolutely did not, and you stared at me like this fucking asshole. Yeah, balanced competitor. I killed everyone in Top Cut. I was very rude. And then in the finals, in a Ring of Fire in which we could spin a wheel, and it landed on Ring of Fire. But one of the other options was Beast Unchained, and I didn't want EV to have extra cards, so I kept it on Ring of Fire. And I used this fun little spotlight grapple trick to hit the finish sub to like 2 crowd meters in a row and killed him. But yeah, that was a fun pop-up. I had a great time. The next day, here we go, the CAC. I was so extraordinarily jealous because I was at work. We had somebody call out almost the entire weekend, so I there was no way I could be there. Yes, exactly, Ron. It was a fun pop-up. I had fun. Fun is a zero-sum game, and I had all of it. There we go. Top cut of the Virtual Grand Gathering CAC. So we had the Liga's Den, and that is a pretty big thing. So we'll move on to top 8, Psycho Circus. We had Rambo Apocalypse versus Chuck as Rah-Rah Perry. Rah-Rah Perry in a Psycho Circus is nonsense. It's really hard. And so Chuck moves on from there. Rambo had a great weekend with Rainbow Girl. He's killing it with Rainbow Girl. We had Thebes as Chris Bay versus the GOAT Brock Smith. I believe as himself in this one.
I think that's correct. Version 2.
Yeah, I believe yes. He was a new GOAT. And then we had Trey as OG Cyclone versus Grump as Jay White in one of the funniest matches I have personally seen. In which you saw Grump's mental state deteriorate as his favored thing of just hitting one finish and then recurring it 8 times did not work against a Barry deck. And he had 2 11s at one point and decided to roll none of them. It was pretty fun. It was a pretty fun watch. Let's see. And then we had Tim White. Tim White. All right. Here's the thing. More than anyone, except for maybe the collective tri-state, I've given more shit to is Tim White. Tim White has taken his medicine. He has volunteered for his medicine over and over and over again. He fucking killed it this weekend.
He did.
Like he beats the Centipede with Flame Fighter. Yes, actually. And if you ask anyone, that matchup, old school Cyclone, the shuffle the hand in, dickhead derailed on a bump, right?
It was awful. I played it in Swiss, and we bumped 12 times when I rolled a 9 or a 10.
God, terrible. But dickhead derailed and Flame Fighter beats that in a Psycho Circus. So legit, great job.
And look over the deck list, at some point. But really impressive after seeing his deck list that he was able to pull that off as well.
Yes,
because not having a 13 or a 19.
Yeah, no 13, no 19. Just basically one stop for grapples is tough. Which, as you see, it would bite him later. Let's see. So top 4 was a ladder match. Chuck.
There were 0 ladders in the top 4.
0 ladders in the top 4. Calais is shaking his head. we had Chuck versus Goat Brock Smith, in which it almost was over before it began, as a possible bribe was on the table. Goat didn't take the top 4 one. I believe he took the 3rd place one. Yeah, and in a match which I believe it was this one. I know Calais and other people were like wondering what the fuck Chuck was doing at some point. I think that was during the finals that they were actually wondering, like, this man, or Loudmouth was there, so he was like, this man is insane.
Well, Chuck's deck was built to push subs, and they were wondering why he wasn't pushing grapple. That's what it was.
Right, yeah. The sub is statistically her best finish because it's basically a Carter clutch. It's a free Carter clutch. And then the other top 4 ladder match was Trey versus Tim White.
Tim
this was
didn't even need the ladder breakout roll. It was just me botching every finish roll.
That's what I heard, and he's it's kind of tough because he only had 1 grapple stop for you. That's actually just real bad luck that Tim ran into all these agility 10s in top cut.
There's a lot of agility 10s though.
Yeah,
my floats was not very.
And rah-rah, but it doesn't work. But oh yeah, your floats. Yeah, you could only bump on like 5 and 6s at some point. Yeah. But Trey takes a long crowd meter match because he couldn't hit a finish.
I think
to
one
save
of my
his
floats
life.
was after I got hit with a 718. That was like the only.
Oh, that helps. That helps. Yeah. We had, and then in the finals, all TVA finals, we had Chuck as Rah Perry versus Trey as OG Cyclone, and the stip was just no DQ, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Ironically, like, no DQ doesn't help Rah that much because her finishes, and Chuck and I had this Chuck and I had this conversation. Like, they do not kill. Like, when I played her in Super Show Cup, I ran Death by Elbows, and he was like, shit, that makes sense. And like, they do indeed hit like Baby Ram. Like, I'm closing my door to maybe mute the barking a little bit. Maybe the slamming of the door may have just distracted them for a moment. But like, he ran all of her generic finishes, and the strike is really like the only one that I would swap out, because I looked at the field of the Super Show Cup and there was literally 1 finish recursion gimmick, and the spotlight on her strike stops finishes recurring. And so I ran Death by Elbow, which I did get to hit, I think, Norseman or somebody with an unstoppable Death by Elbow, and they were like, well, shit.
I saw a couple of the 18 crackers though too this weekend. So
yeah, I had to be very careful. I had to be
more careful with unstoppable.
I saw his 27, his 18, and his 15. So I was like, I'm good. I was like, I know his Norseman deck very well.
Yep.
Yeah. I see Mr. Pollywood in the chat. Yeah, we knew that saying cracker would summon him. But Water Run by Trey, OG Cyclone is an absolute nightmare in your hands. Yes, again, clap. It's the natural evolution of how you started using these mutual berry stops, and you turn them into a recursion berry 1.
Yep.
Yeah. And as Chuck says, it's like, you were really far behind at one point. Like, there's not many people who could come back from that against like how oppressive Rah is.
Well, I had to use the R word to make the comeback. Make Calais very upset.
In a long match, he did hit rejected, and that was the. There we go. And this is your deck list. You see, we're not dickheads. This is the deck he used to win a CAC. Let's see. So I'm pretty sure. So everything 1 through 6, other than rejected, is mutual bury a discard pile, right?
Correct.
And 5 is just bury the whole discard pile. 7. You and I talked about this took it on the chin line.
Played it one time, and it was against Old School Cyclones. The only time I used it all tournament.
Yeah.
Long. But you know, after getting hit with the derailed and having no hand, I was like, yeah, you can see this. I have no stops. Let me get 4.
Yeah. The took it on the chin. Bury 3, draw 4.
No. Show your hand. They
that's
pick
right.
one. They bury it. You draw 3. Then the gimmick triggers. You shuffle your deck. Draw 1.
Okay, that's the other. Let's forget about it. That's the other one. Yep. Yeah, took it on the chin. Yeah, it's real good. Once more with feeling, grapple recursion, land on generic building blocks. I heard you like to bury stuff in your discard pile, so I'm gonna bury more stuff in your discard pile. Running leg drop. It's a guaranteed draw 1, bury 1, shuffle 1, draw 1. Worst case scenario, and you hit it for sure a lot for multiple.
Chuck was having to use stop indies on those because they were only like 5.
I think Chuck on the bridging sleeper used like legendary acknowledgement at one point. It was nasty.
Yep.
Double throw to search for the grapple. You know, with your deck constantly in flux from shuffling, searchers are very good. The Lucha mode, Chaos Undivided, that's good tech. All mutual bury. Chop block, same thing as running leg drop, except for follow ups. So draw 1, bury 1, shuffle 1, draw 1, which is you gotta have dexterous fingers to play this deck because you're shuffling all damn day. Double down on the shits. Can't be stopped by APOC. If you got a grapple in play, recur a card. It's tough if they bury your finishes, but if you do get a couple turns in a row and hit that, I think that's fine. Like and the bigger thing is like it can't be stopped by APOC because you have all of these things that are like draw 1 for each, etc. So having a grapple that can't be
you have
APOC
some people that
neat.
don't want to put the finishes back in your deck too because it kind of depends on the spot in the game.
Perfect, yeah.
Because if you have like 4 cards left in deck,
Shuffle.
Like, no, I'm not giving you that back in since you got a 40% chance on your next turn to be drawing it.
Right, makes sense. Let's see, and then we have the mutual bury at 19 through 21. Showboat. Discard 4 cards from your deck. Draw 2. Always good. Thin your deck. Give stuff to
bury, so I actually trigger my stops.
Yeah. That's the thing. If you yourself do not bury, you don't get it. You actually have to be burying. So stuff in your discard pile is very good.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like a lot of times I've got to actually get something in the discard pile before I start going fast.
Right. So they set up the steel chair to go get a grapple. Trey also ran into the curse of running into 37 agility 10s. So everybody got 11s, but he had to go get that grapple finish anyway.
Look, they did the 11 to go against Grump. Grump had 2 of them.
That's right. Split shoulder scissors. Bury 3. Draw the top and bottom. Shuffle 1. Draw 1. Pretty good. Pretty damn good. And then we had bash in the corner, game time drop. Those are mutual bury, and then double handhold on your weakest to make them bury 3. I think that's good.
It was good until I ran into the 718 and couldn't stop it.
That's true. Yeah, that is the issue. Let's see. So you were just hoping to God you didn't run into a real fucked up spotlight.
I mean, only the hand spotlights I cared about. I was burying everything else.
That's true. Yeah, if you ran into Spencer Vance, you were in hell, boy. Or you could have just buried the finishes anyway. But yeah, but the land on generic building blocks takes care of the if stopped monster stuff. And then we have Old School Cyclone, strike and finish sub, and then generic Popa Press Lamb finish grapple, which we love that line. 2 10s, and then sharpshooter effect on the bottom 2. Sick. Just great finish. Love it. Love it on the 9s and 10s like that. That's why Carter Clutch is the thing that makes Pop and Twist go on mine. Yeah, and then floats, which is very funny. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Ron Rumble didn't know about took it on the chin. Yeah, we were talking about that line like the day or two before. It was funny.
I talked about it. Yeah, it was Tuesday night. I was just looking through random grapples for some other deck, and I saw that line. And I was like, wait a minute.
Like,
there might be something here.
Yeah, there might be something there. And it's like, if your hand sucks, get a bunch of cards back, shuffle it, and draw it is pretty good. Let's see.
If I didn't run Floats, I'd have probably run Impact or the Real Beaters.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, I don't think there were a ton of circle effects in the CAC thing, in the CAC field, but I mean, Impact's also fun. Which, hilariously, like, you ran into a million agility 10s, so the top ones, but you could go against like you were sub 5 and you could bump with Chuck on sub 9 and stuff like that. I think, and you're let's see, no. Yeah, that was it, right? I'm looking at your stat line compared to Chuck's. It was just submission, right?
Yeah, it was just our 5 and 6, I think. Yeah.
Well, he was grapple 5 and you're grapple 6, so it was literally just submission.
Yeah.
Because you're both strike 7, both tech 8, your power is higher, so just submission. And yeah, so Chuck could do it on grapple and power, and then that's it. But hey, 2's better than 1, so you had the advantage. That's all I'm seeing. Let's see, and then I do not know if there was a challenge for the 6-stop event after it. Oh, and Trey immediately after winning the CAC says, "Hey, Possum's in the game, so Possum King, CAC will be going to him because Trey already has character in the works. Tune in 2 weeks for Expanding the Universe, in which I will once again try and make the boss laugh to get my friends good finishes. But Trey was gifted one by Ryan Pierce for winning Royal Rumble Lotto, and he immediately gives it to Possum. So the TVA is all in. I guess for the rest of the TVA, we need to get Bobby. What is the Hesse the Bessie? There is a challenge for my 6-stop event. Ron,
I just put it in the chat.
Thank you. Let's see. Who ran Abominable Big Shot?
That'd be Carlos, right?
Had to be Carlos, right? It's like, what a jerk. I see. This is the thing I like.
Carlos is the only one I've seen play Abominable Big Shot. So,
in a way that I hate, the what's it called? Like the look at SRGPC and try and ruin tag kind of national field, had to be Carlos. Yeah, that's fucking knew it, of course. It's like people look at 6-stop and it's like, how do I ruin 6-stop? I'm going to play a gimmick who says I can stop, etc. And I'm just like, yeah, that's whatever. That's technically more than stips off, more stops than, hey, I just like Big Shot. You like being able to have extra stops for things. That's what you like. But we had Hold Line Harry as Anarchy's son. I don't know which version. And then Turtle as Jupiter, which I have literally seen this deck on Dojo. It is all turn roll boost. It is hilarious. Ron Rumble playing as himself. Speaking of Big Shot, it's like that's all them Big Shot finishes on Mr. Rumble. Let's see. And in the finals, main event, of course, with it being 6-stop, we have the Abominable Big Shot piloted by Carlos versus the SRG Turtle. So congratulations to Franklin Turtle Clark. This is how you know Chuck is the face in his feud with Carlos. Not always. Yeah, specifically Carlos, not Juan Cena or
Triple J.
Triple J or all those. Those guys are the faces in the feud.
Florida man.
Yes, the Florida man. So congratulations, Coral. Yes, Coral Lumber. Yes, that's right.
I really wanted to say Coral Lumber go after Chuck's Deep South title.
Right. Congratulations to Turtle for winning the 6-stop event. The we'll cover more of the I was about to say all of the title matches. There were so many. I can say on my behalf, fuck tag. I am blessed to be freed from this because there's only sickos and perverts that like to play national level tag. It is only getting worse based on promos I've seen today. I don't know if we will miss you. No. I won't. If you're talking about tag a bunch of taggers, I will not miss them. Paul and I had a lot of fuel. We could have gone way harder for the real beaters, and some of our friends saw some very wouldn't share on the internet publicly memes that I made concerning taggers. Love Deep South tag because it prevents. This is true. Dave had to do way more language warnings than match warnings. Grump played a headlock punch on me. I said, I don't give a fuck. I'm not tagging. I was like, there was one of the most
These are only tornado tag guys. Don't get confused. They like tornado tag.
Yeah. In one of the funniest things. So the next day there is a lunch event lunch event, of course, hosted by Zach by the TVA, and he decides to have this event, and Possum is dominating the event, and his power goes out. And he starts going on a rant about how much he hates triads because he was in a triad, and this is very funny because the only people seeing this and responding to him were Paul and I, and he says, I fucking hate triads, the worst form of Super Show. Paul says, why is that, Matthew? And Possum goes, because motherfuckers take 12 damn hours to play 8 cards and then wait till natural disasters happen so that 2 undeserving chumps can go through my place. Paul says, damn, you're saying it takes forever and it's out of your control. That's crazy. I reply to Matthew and says, you just described tag. It's like, it takes 12 damn hours to play 8 cards. It's like, hey, I hate tag, man. It's like, God. And notably, the same storm that knocked out Possum's electricity also decimated Zach's house. And poor Zach lost so much. If you've heard about Zach Ashley's current situation, he lost a TV, PS5, internet cables, and then 2 days later, what happened? His wife's in a car accident. Guy runs a red light
store to get the
to get internet cables so she could work online. Just a horrible series of events, but she is resting at home. Here's the GoFundMe made by Angela. Thank you to anyone who has donated or will donate. I know he appreciates it. We talked about it a lot. I told him it's like, I am literally within 3 minutes of you. I will hand you stuff instead of donating to GoFundMe. I hope you don't take offense to that. But thank you to everyone from the Super Show community who's helped 2 of my really good friends. I really appreciate it. And if you're trying to bribe the TVA commissioner, it's working. I'm looking at it for Deep South tag contenders. No, but let's see. The lunch event. Do we have that challenge? That one was Zach. I know who won.
Looked like he finished it, but I know who won it.
I know who won. It was Hold the Line Harry.
It's Harry, Ricky Riot, and Eddie Fury in the final. Well,
Ricky Riot, man, he can't stop playing Super Show, man. He cannot stop. Listen. The tag contender, give me that shit back. Yeah.
I think we have a shot, Matthew. We won it last year in Southern Pride. We were just the champions at the time.
You probably do. I'm just trying to bounce it, so I'm not always giving it to like as I said on the last stream for the Deep South tag. I'm just always like, hey, I would really appreciate it if I could have people from outside Alabama and Georgia just keep bouncing these things back and forth. So I'm trying desperately to get people from outside the states, and I'm trying. I may have to give one to Piglet and Bob and just count them as Florida if I can't get anybody else at this point. But the lunch event was won by Hold the Line Harry, and then there was no event after that. It was just all title matches, right?
Was the trio Sunday night?
It was Sunday night, and that was won by Robert the Brain Dunn, beating Colby Cram in the finals. I don't know if we have that challenge. It's say I know Horse made one. I was going to say I know the finals. I'm glad that I have people infinitely more prepared than I am. I'm truly just the guy yapping.
You were busy doing something else that we'll get to.
Yeah. During Sunday night?
It was Sunday morning. When I was pulling all this up, you were doing something else.
Sunday morning. I have
the Underworld match.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Here's the trios. We have Ricky Riot as Bug versus Everyone versus Big Bad Bobby D as Thinky and the Brains. Knew there was going to be like 8 Bug versus Everyone's. That was the trio I was going to play because they have like 47 trio stops or finish stops now. Sheeples, the Sheepish Inquisition, I'm sure Colby played as.
Yep.
Yeah, got to listen to Pate bitch about Refinery. Listen, man, if you're not playing stuff to unblank your finishes, you're a dumbass. On Bug versus Everyone, I would play the 24 knee breaker that unblanks your finishes now. Like, I would have to just because of Refinery and focus the grapple. The DJ Outlaw as first triumvirate, Michael Kirk, monster. We had Rowdy Ron as the Refinery. He looks like he got a bye, and Big Guy as Brony Coven. He didn't play biggest man in all the land. That's crazy. But he did do well with Brony Coven, so until he ran into the Sheepish Inquisition. And the Thinky and the Brains wins the trios versus the Sheepish Inquisition. And Colby had a good damn weekend, too.
He did.
Let's see, I know... let's see, we can go through the title matches. Oh wait, no, that's right. We had a Monday night as the last thing. You got the Monday, the tornado. I actually may still have it up here. I'm not sure. The tornado challenge, in which Chibi is the biggest asshole. Chibi is like, I want
go to the group stage. Yeah.
Go to the group stage here for me. So, good amount of players.
Pod.
Go down to my pod specifically. It was a 4-person pod. This was a diversity. One more, yeah. This was a diversity pod. The the funniest thing in the world is Final Form Dick Thunderlips. I have it to the side here. Final Form Dick Thunderlips. He's a Poison Stars Pop and Twist, essentially. He gets to make his 7 to a 9 instead of 8 to a 10, so pretty good. He's Tech 12 sub 10. In Tornado, if you're Tech 12 sub 10, a good pack is Bootlegger. I packed Bootlegger in my deck. Now, Philadelphia, however, their gimmick is, hey, your gimmick's blank if their agility's less. Okay, pretty good. And then the little part of their gimmick on the bottom is your blast into the light tubes is also 16. So, Philadelphia players, and it ties in their finish strike. Their finish strike double or bonus is double for each blast in the light tubes you have in play. So I played 2 Philadelphia players. Each one of them I hit with Bootlegger. I botched 10 to an 11 against Simon. I killed Colby with 16. And just the most blessed pod I've ever had. I was like, Chippy's an asshole. Like, it's like there's no other way to explain this. Like, he handed me like the easiest pod of my life. And the worst part for Colby, he was going to play Founding Fathers. He had it built, and in a ruling by the GM, they were going to make it so you couldn't change the stipulation in Top Cut, kind of like GM Calais. And so he swapped to the only other Tornado that he had mostly built was Philadelphia. No, Bombada. Chibi was the one who moved the people. This is why I'm saying Chibi. Chibi was absolutely the person, because Schmidt told me that was the one that swapped Simon with somebody who I think you actually were going to be AFK for the first little bit. Yeah. Let's not give Schmidt anything he actually doesn't deserve. All right, this actually was Chibi that moved them, and it was his decision to just make it a diversity pod to make it settle itself out. So in the final stage, we had Zach playing as essentially original aerial lipstick, the Barry 2 version with and in Zach's hand, it's really hard, but unfortunately. Sammy and Fulton, man, breakout rolls +6 for each card your opponent, or up to +6 for each card your opponent has in play. When you only have singles finishes, that's tough. That's tough. Even if you're bearing your
having good singles finishes, it's tough.
Yeah, yeah. He had his gimmick blank the whole match. He told me about this earlier. Actually, he hit a 21 with his gimmick blank, and he rolled a 21 because he had set up the trash can. What? How absurd! In Tornado, he kicked out of the 21 because of set up the trash can. What a jerk! And then we had Final Form Dick versus Titan playing as BTE. I think BTE will have gas after the entrance that I'm on with Casey on against my. I'm gonna hate it, but for right now, after they get that support, I think they might have a little bit of gas because their finishes are decent enough, and when they start counting as themselves tag team partner wise, then Wheelbarrow Cutter, you'll get bonuses to turn rolls and pick up 2. They turn into switcheroo, right? And let's see. So I beat him in that. I think it was a crowd meter 020, unfortunately. And then Big Bad Bobby D, as I think Tornado Thinky in the Brain, lost to Philadelphia, piloted by Colby Cram. Goat Brock Smith, I don't think he was Zen Garden. I know Bombado was running Brain Power. I was about to say, does it say what Brock was running? Lawn Paw. That's right. He was running Lawn Paw. That's funny. Yeah, Lawn Paw against the guy who does Good Ben the Whiskey is a very funny match. Then we had Colby Cram winning against Brain Power because Philadelphia said, your gimmick's blank, so all these terrible keyword cards you have don't do anything. That's tough. And then poor Dylan. I hit Dylan Bias with a crowd meter 0-20 in Tornado he had +4 to breakout rolls. He rolled 14, 14, 12. Didn't break out. Bombada says, I hit him with a finish on crowd meter 0, and he used all 5 bullets to make me re-roll my finish roll. That is hilarious. Also, how good were you at rolling finish rolls? That's insane. It took all 5? God. Let's see. And then in the finals, Colby and I had a good match. He hit me with the finish sub twice. He rolled a 16 and then a 16 to a 17. For final form, like, because of the pop into a style gimmick, it's like I have 2 18s and a 20 to break out. So you got to hit me with something high up for me to die like that. Yeah, Betty didn't throw light tubes again. He for sure didn't. He for sure did not. He had in back-to-back turns, he was like, discard blast into the light tubes. Next turn, discard blast into the light tubes. After that, discard finish strike, which ended up biting him in the ass because he started getting aggressive and stopping my submissions he stopped it with the 26 dog dick line and then colossal smash. And so I was like, so if I don't have another sub in play, I can just hit this blank finish submission because he ran Impact his family because he's a good player. And with a pop into a style gimmick on crowd meter 2 in Tornado, a blank finish for final form Dick has 22, 20, 20, 18. Pretty decent. So the rolls of 22.
The dog in the fight, Cecilia.
That is a little bit of a colloquialism. Barking up the tree, etc. Thank you, Big Picture Premium. If he's doing this from the boat, that's even more impressive. Stop card. Cecilia, the background for that is I think Chuck and I were at Locals, and we were talking about like these absurd stop names that have been coming out. And it's just like, and of course we just riff, and it's like, it's not the size of the dick in the dog, it's the size of the dog and the dick. and that started traveling through the Super Show ethos, in which I heard I've heard Ron Rumble say it. I've heard Pate say it. I've heard Boss say it. It's one of the funniest things in the world whenever we catch it. I think I was actually watching a streamed match, and I heard someone pause when they were going to say it. And I was just like, what? It's hilarious to watch. A bunch of the title matches we had some title matches change hands. We had the U.S. titles change to Colby on Yamada Hama. So Yorikiri for America campaign was successful. Congratulations to him. We had the World Heavyweight title, which we do have a deck list and we'll get to in just a second. Simon just rolled hot and beat Dan Hughes, crowd meter 0-10. And congratulations to Simon. He's the World Heavyweight Champion now. We had, and the thing I wanted to bring up, we had the Underworld Championship change hands to Simple Chuck on Night Terror. And before you boo Chuck Boo, I would like to say that nothing was more fucking deserved than Harvey losing like this. Because generally like Harvey, but the only thing that tilted me after was the fact that he ran the numbers on our match in which everyone in the chat, even his own friends and locals, were saying like, God, you just outrolled the shit out of Drew. And he says, And he goes back and counts the dice rolls in our match and says, it's like, oh, well, there wasn't a 5 rolled in this match. The we get to and starts, oh, well, he rolled 3 6s, he rolled 4 7s, he rolled 2 10s, while he's like, I rolled 18 10s. And I was like, yeah, man, you think that's the fucking difference in the match right there. But in that sense, I went back and I counted the dice rolls in this very short Underworld title match. Harvey Luster didn't roll a 5 in the entire game. He rolled 2 6s, 2 7s, 2 8s, 1 9, and the only 10 on a turn roll. Simple Chuck, he rolled the only 5. 2 6s, 1 7, 1 8, 3 9s. He was hot on grapple. And then he rolled a 9 to a 10 on the finish roll.
No 10s.
No 10s for turn rolls. One would say that the turn rolls were dominated by Harvey Luster, given the number of 10s. But yeah, congratulations, Chuck, on Night Terror. Now you have to face a TVA gauntlet. Have fun. I'm literally the person on the other side of the screen will probably want to be one of your first contenders. I'm sure you're thrilled about this. This is the gauntlet I was going to run if I did not get outrolled by Harvey Luster. I was going to have to play Chuck. I was going to have to play Trey. I was just a bunch of people. Different than the sickos and perverts of the tag division. These are sickos and perverts I like. Mikey, I see you talking about your deck list. Bit of a big week. We'll get to your deck list. I did receive it. And I think it's a deck list that that Piglet would actually like more than your turn roll boosting Piglet, because you have a lot of draw in there, so I'm sure he'd be a massive fan of it. But can we pull up? There we go. Davner deck. .jpg. Oh, having to zoom in here. Leapfrog, give yourself 2 10s. Fine. Tandem takedown, double headlock, flip stops. All of these flip stops is neat. Except for Grump Train to get that stop's rejected, right?
Stop's rejected, so he doesn't
lose
his
that's
star powder for his given kill.
That's fine. And no, Simon, that's fine. That's just the nature of the beast. I feel like this whenever I send Boss a picture for the what's it called? Boss Friday beatdown. Like, it's just take it. I always prefer typed list, but it's like, but this is just the nature of the beast for taking deck pictures. Knee bar, which ended up being very impactful. Posing with the crowd. Look at your top 3, add 1, and then get rid of the other ones. Just a little bit of filtering action. I feel this was a little odd based on how protected your strikes were, but again,
that was the same thing we were talking about. I would have had like an elbow shot or some kind of.
Yeah,
some kind of streamline my decks, and so I would have had the 7 to be able to pick up the lucky guitar strike to go in whatever finish.
And as I mentioned to Simon, it's like these are like little nitpicks. You still won the fucking belt. Like, you did the dice. You did the dice bit. So that's the harder part. Let's see. Sunset spin. So if he stopped it, he got the draw 2. No problem with that. You're weak on grapples. Pendulum swing to give yourself 8 to a 10 one time is fine. He ran the 11 and 16 gimmick blanker combo, double dick twist. 10-16, yeah, excuse me. 11 double wrist twist, so you don't get poison stars, or 13.
You didn't aggro stop it, yeah.
Yeah. A pin into the corner just as a draw 2. Sure. Draw's fine. Lucky guitar strike. Love this card. Big fan. Legendary acknowledgement with
wrong art, but you know it's okay.
The fucking funniest art I've ever seen in my life. I feel so bad, not for John P, because he deserves it. So bad for Jason Faustone, because I think this was actually his first card art. Looked like a goddamn greasy gorilla in a suit. This artist should not make any more art. No, the 14 makes sense, Simon, for sure.
It's just
Shocking.
the art that I'm
yeah, it's just the art. Yeah, you for sure.
There's a lot better legendary acknowledgments that you could use.
Yeah. You were focusing on this, and you don't have the.
I just don't think Simon's going to use the other art for it.
Yeah, shockingly, I don't think you're going to use the art with Trey on it. And we had the Llama Lock, which you and I talked about. It's like I don't feel it was really necessary. I feel like just the knee lock or the.
I just kind of feel after
you had trap in the corner
that he's having to play it offensively because it's dead. Would have kind of scared me off of running the Llama Lock when you're live on both.
I feel like trap in the corner when he can't really raise his. He's not known for raising his stats like his 8 to a 9 that much. I feel like that would have been fine. Savor the moment, the gimmick blanker, power bomb over the top rope. Again, you're not really worried about hitting grapples, so you can just throw that. Hey, you got to stop back. Cool. Swing full Nelson to draw. I know you'll never say no to that card. I think, and we talked about this. I
would have probably swapped and had the swinging full Nelson on the 17. You're not going to throw it when you're walking into a poison star situation, and then your 18 would actually let you recur the stop or whatever you needed. I mean, I know your gimmick that you're getting your finishes back, but I would probably swap those two.
Right, but still, the category of cards we have no issues with. It's whether you'd swap them.
It's just straight. Oh, yeah.
Like you talked about the 19 and 20 that you actually really liked. The draw less than.
That was very intelligent running those.
And listen, it's not all roasting. Listen, Simon, this is a good call. In theory, with him having increased turn rolls due to the belt, you should be behind cards, and him always bouncing cards back into his hand. You should be minus cards. So these selfish draws are pretty good. And then the lightning stifle in case he buries one of your finishes.
If he's running Legos, if he's running the pendulum swing, yeah.
Let's see. I believe that is Moonsault to get rid of the stops in his hand that he keeps bouncing back. I think is extremely good. Yep. I think that's smart against Ikuzo Fox. Backpack Stunner for the same reasons. Don't get aggro stopped or don't get stopped by Poison Stars, which you eventually did, which was very funny. But he picked it back up and then you immediately knee barred. That was the difference in the match and made me laugh very hard at that sequence. Vicious triple suplex. If it gets to crowd meter 1, it's a lead follow up that it's hard for him to stop. He has to.
Well, that's the fact that he can't move it from play. So, I would have probably matched that. I would have had it 18.
Oh, you would have had the trap in the trash can.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have had trap in the trash can at 18 and vicious triple suplex.
If you're going to do that, yeah.
Both good. Shotgun kick to top deck a strike, stunner to reroll, and double hand hold to bury 3. Yeah, fine. Decent mix. Those are tough. You have to hope that he's not running any. Yeah, an entrance was floats. And the competitor totally was not viral up there. It was definitely.
I wanted to say.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we want to see the viral deck list, Simon. That's the one we actually are stymied about. Like that's. I was like, how the fuck? But I think that's a good variety. You would have been in trouble if it went long ways and
anytime you're going up against the champion of the world championship belt, you're going to be in trouble if it goes long ways, just because more turns.
Well, if Dan finds out, if a player like Dan finds out that you cannot stop follow-ups very easily, and because
you're 27 and you're 6,
you're 20, yeah, and you're 25 through 27 cannot stop follow-ups, so. So it's like if he found that out, went the distance enough to find that out, he would just spam that follow up that it's hard for you to stop and get you in trouble. But congratulations to you, sir.
Congratulations.
I hope among hope that Trey plays you soon and just have long-term storytelling come to fruition. The higher class eat your heart out with top guy shit. This is the real long-term storytelling we want. Wait, Trey, we have some art. Since Simon's in the chat, why don't we share some art?
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you have it and can forward it to the stat card thing, and then Dave can pull it up real quick as a little tickle the balls action before we all head out to go watch expanding, or excuse me, not expanding. Talk of the Universe. Trey has got his competitor and finish art for his competitor, which we will work on in 2 weeks, and he has a logo made by Brian Waitford Schmidt that I really like for many reasons. One of them is just I love that trophy so much. Look at this beautiful man right here. Look at all them damn belts. Look at that. Casey, eat your heart out. There's the ace title, the Deep South tag, the triad, and the greatest trophy in all the land, the Starbreaker trophy. Let's see. We have choking out one Simon Dabner. Curb stomping Johnny Correa. I had somebody ask who that was, and I was like, "It's Johnny Correa." We've seen Johnny North Korea recently.
Yep.
And then the Muscle Buster to Ryan Pierce. Look at that trophy, Simon. Oh wait, send him the logo. Send in the logo.
I sent the logo.
Oh yeah, Dave, pull up the logo. Or did it not show up?
Did that go through?
There we go. Look at that! Look at that logo, Simon. This is the fucking funniest thing in the world. Can you imagine late night? Can you imagine? Do you think that this would have happened? Like, late night, we're in Discord. It's like, hey, can you get me a trophy for this thing? And I was like, yeah, let's go on Discord, go to Party City, and just start laughing. And you're like, what? I send you the link, and you start laughing. This fucking $5 Party City trophy is just one of the biggest troll moves I've ever done. I love it so much. Still love the gimmick marker in our triad match. Simon tries to move it out, and he's like, "I'm marking my gimmicks, sir." By the way, yeah, if you didn't know, there was the asshole draft on Candy Shop Talk. I got 3rd round pick. Trey should have been on there. Trey is quiet, but he's an asshole. Trey, and we talked about it earlier. Trey is the devil on my shoulder, telling me to do random shit to just piss people off. It's so good. What a destructive relationship we have. Trey sent a photo of the trophy. Of course he did. Yeah, Dave, also in one of the hilarious notes from Grand Gathering, Dave says, before Virtual Grand Gathering, I didn't understand Drew's list of assholes. After Virtual Grand Gathering, I completely understand his list of assholes. Listen, you got to play him enough, man. I swear. Trey be ghostwriting in the chat. Absolutely. There'll be a topic of conversation, and then he'll just directly message me and be like, we could just do this instead. It's like literally the devil on my shoulder. It's incredible. But all right, we've gone a little long.
Say, Mr. Pauly would have been sliding those DMs and stuff too, and then he don't post it. So
the 3 people who slide in my DMs and talk about something that is going on separately, like it is Trey, Paul, and Possum. Those are the 3 people that will be like, something is going on, somebody's getting a little a little crazy or doing something crazy, and they're like, hey yo, we need to do something about this to me. And I'm like, why the fuck didn't you say this? I'm like, why do I gotta be the guy? Yeah.
Drew enjoys it too. Don't let him try to lie on this though.
Oh no! Oftentimes, like here's the thing. I half the time I enjoy it. Half the time I know that I have to do it or it won't get done. This is the Fall Guy is a bit of a stretch. I will because I definitely do it. But they put the idea in my head, so you know what I mean. It's just like you know what, that does make sense to talk about a crawfish boil and how untoxic the Deep South was this weekend. Great idea, Trey.
I don't eat crawfish.
That's true. When we go to the Juicy Seafood, we'll get our own bowl over there at Southern Fried and go to the Juicy Seafood. We can just get a bunch of shrimp, season the hell out of it. Well, folks, that was our little bit of a virtual Grand Gathering recap. Look at a couple deck lists. We definitely have more to talk to. I appreciate people who have sent in deck lists. We definitely will get to them at a different time. Mikey, yes, I'm listening. I saw your deck list. It was a little bit of a busy week. I didn't forget about you. So we will try and cover those more next time. We will see you guys next time. And please watch
Chuck meme before we leave though.
Which Chuck meme?
I sent it to the chat for Ref Dave.
Oh, see, you gotta talk about it. I have no idea what's about to happen.
It me on the way out. You've seen it.
Yeah. I'm sure I've seen it. All right, Dave, bring up this bad boy that I forget about because my weekend is a blur. Yeah. Johnny Correa sent Chuck a deck list for Super Hombre, and he said this thing is fucking trash. I gotta change things around. That's how you know it was a trash deck
Chuck
list.
told him, if I make top 8 with your deck list, I'll draft you over the Grump. And
but he had to change stuff.
He had to change a lot of the cards, he said. So that deal's off the table, and Johnny Correa's not very happy about it.
Yeah. Perhaps if we
I just think it's crazy that all these grumpy groupies think that the greatest of all time is going to fall to 8th to Chuck.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's not happening.
Inside sources, multiple grumpy groupies think he's going to fall that low in the draft. Like, that's just absolutely absurd.
I want John Polverino to draft him so bad. So bad. I just want to see what happens. I want to watch the world burn. But we will try. Let's see. The player draft for the Olympics is on the 11th. So let's see. Do you want to do we could do a stat card before that? You're off that Wednesday, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So before the player draft, and we're both captains. We could do our own little draft. We could do a little bit of sneak preview. Talk about some of the hidden gems and such. I draft on vibes. I don't give a damn. Brock Smith asked me if I had a tier list, and I was like, I just drafted on vibes, man. I had Steve Resk at 1 unless 3 people slid to me, and then 2 of them did. I said I would only draft Kirk Folka, Sean Loeb, or loudmouth Leo Larynx if Steve's there, and then Sean and Loudmouth were there, and I was like, son of a bitch. So I drafted Loudmouth, and we had a great time. Made the faction of the year that apparently is incredibly more powerful than I had ever assumed. Just extremely funny how powerful behind the scenes the real beaters are. But hey, when you're faction of the year, you're faction of the year, I guess. But all right, we're gonna wrap it up. Y'all have a good night. Watch Expanding the Universe. Watch Expanding the Universe tomorrow if they're doing it. Watch Talk of the Universe tonight, in which you will have
under a number 1 qualifier tonight.
Yeah, get to watch Trey in a triad qualifier with Andrew Mechie and Father Light. That'll put butts in the seats.
And then Friday night, me and Possum King take on the Time Hogs in the Eternal Tag Team Tournament.
Eternal Tag Team Tournament for the final of the Eternal Tag Team Tournament. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good night.